Hi, welcome back to Mountaineer Homestead. Today we're going to be making a cake, and this is a special cake for my husband. He has a big sweet tooth, and he loves this cake, and it's called a chocolate cherry cake, and it's simple to make. We'll be using a box cake mix, a can of cherry pie filling, 2 eggs well beaten, and vanilla. I know normally you don't put all that in a regular cake mix, and it also calls for a devil's food cake mix, but he loves the triple chocolate fudge cake mix, so that's what I'm going to use today. You could use either one. And let's get started. I know Valentine's Day is coming up, and maybe you want to make something special for your better half. So let's get started. Okay. Remember, I told you just get all the lumps out of your cake mix. Try to at least. Okay. The recipe will be linked below in the description. It says to just dump everything in the cake mix. So there goes my eggs. I've already beaten them, as you can tell. And we have a teaspoon of vanilla. I like the pure vanilla. I don't like the imitation. But whatever you prefer is fine. Usually I get my spices and my extracts from Aldi's. It's a very, very good store, and it's very cheap. Okay, there's that. And now, take your cherry pie filling and put it in your cake. When he first came with me with this recipe, and I'm like, I don't know if that's going to taste right, but it's really good. It's something like a black forest cake, but with not all the hassle. Now, on top of this cake, later when we're letting it cool, I'll be making a chocolate ganache that pours over top of the cake, and that's very good too. All right, let's get this all combined. I have my oven heated to 350 degrees. And it's going to be a little bit thick, as you can tell. But it'll all get mixed up in the end. You just don't want to put a mixer in here, because it'll just pulverize your cherries. And you won't have any plump cherries into your cake mix. And I thought about, too, after making this cake, like getting a white cake mix and maybe putting like a can of strawberry pie filling in there. Wouldn't that be good? A dear friend of mine, she makes a very good strawberry cake every year for my birthday. And maybe we'll get her on here one day and make it. It's not my birthday, but still. It's a very good dessert. Okay, so that's pretty good and mixed all together. Make sure all the cake mix is all combined. See? There's cherries still in there, see? See the cherries right there? There. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Now you need to grease your 9x13 pan. That's what you're going to be putting it in. Today I'm using a ceramic one, but you can use a metal too. It doesn't matter. So, and also I'm using the baking spray that has the flour and the spray already in it. But that makes it nice. So it won't stick to the pan. So do you all have any plans to bake something special for your, should we say better half, or no, we are the better half, your other half, put it that way. All right, so let's move this over. Put this in the pan. Some of the mix didn't get mixed in there, so we'll have to mix that in there with it when we smooth it out. So what you want to do, kind of swirl a little bit and mix that in there. Okay. So this is what it looks like. It's going to be a little bit thick, but that's okay. Yeah, I know you hear my dryer in the background. It's the weekend, and when you work 40 hours a week, you got to do what you want to do. Okay. This all off. Now you're going to bake this for 35 to 40 minutes. And what we'll do, we'll put our timer on, and then when we come back, get it out of the oven, let it cool a little bit, and while it's cooling, I'll make that ganache for you. Okay? See you in a little bit. Okay, our cake is done, so let's get it out of the oven. What it looks like. Oh, it looks good. Look at it. All right, let's put this up here. And let's get us do a toothpick test. Y'all know how to do that. I done showed y'all my grade, didn't I? Okay, so let's get over here. You come with me. Oh, I done burnt my arm. See, coming out clean. All right, that means it's done. And I put it on for 35 minutes. So, there we go. Okay, so now, what we're going to do, let's see here. Now we're going to make the ganache. Let's turn the oven off. Okay. So let's turn the on for, I say about a 5. I have electric stove, so it'll be on a medium heat. Okay, so it calls for 1 cup of sugar, let me get a spoon, and it calls for 5 tablespoons of butter, which this is very soft butter, a cup of chocolate chips, and I've got the milk chocolate, not semi-sweet, but I put the milk chocolate in there, and 1/3 cup of milk. There we go. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you stir it, and you're going to bring it to a boil for 1 minute. And it says stir constantly. So we'll just hang out and stir. How about that? I didn't, so let's see here. Pick you up here. Tilt you a little bit. That's what it looks like before it starts cooking. Okay, so don't be alarmed. Definitely gotta invest in a. There you are. Okay. Maybe not. There we go. Oh, that's much better. I'll just put you in an iron skillet. Like I said, I'm new at this kind of thing, and I'll get better as I go along. So, let's hope. Okay. Chocolate chips is starting to melt a little bit. I tell you, that cake does smell really good. And it's kind of puffy, too. It's really nice. You don't poke holes in your cake or anything. You just pour this over top, and it leaves like a shimmer of the chocolate ganache over top of it. I think that's the best part. So just stir this a little bit. At least it got sunshine again today. After all those cold temperatures and all the snow and ice we had. I'm ready for spring. How about you? And summer. You want to bring this to a boil. And this is what it looks like now. See, it's starting to melt together. There we go. Just keep on stirring it. But, see that? Look at that. So a little bit of background about us. We own a 60-acre farm in West Virginia. We raise our own meat, which is cattle and pork or pig. And I haven't got into doing chickens yet, but I'd like to. We also have some goats. Right now, that's what we have on our farm right now is our goats. So all of our other animals are in our freezer. So, our goats are kind of like the brush goats, but they're Norwegian, I can't say that right. Dwarf goats. They're really, really pretty, and they're more or less like a pet. But they clean up our property very well. And yes, we have those as pets. We could milk them, but we choose not to. But look here as it's starting to. Yeah, we've lived on this farm now for over 30 years. So, starting to thicken up some. See that? This is kind of a slow process. You don't want to do it too fast because it could curdle and it could scorch on the bottom, and you don't want that. I can remember when I was little and my mom used to, back then you had to cook your pudding, your chocolate pudding. This looks like chocolate pudding. You didn't have the instant, you just had to cook it on the stove. Now, I don't know if you all will remember, I'm showing my age now, huh? How when after you cooked it and you put it in the bowl, it had this little film on top of it, and you put that film off there, and it was so creamy and silky underneath. I come from a big family. My mom and dad had 11 children, and I'm number 11. So I had 5 sisters and 6 brothers. Well, 5 girls and 6 boys. So I had 4 sisters and 6 brothers. So mom and dad done went to heaven. So if you have your parents, feel lucky. Don't take them for granted at all. She would get a kick out of seeing me on TV, as she would say, but the phone. On YouTube. Okay, it's starting to make a little bit of progress. Bubbling just a little bit. Because we want it to bubble for a minute. Okay. I know my camera skills are not very good. I'm just no country woman. See there? See, it's starting to boil. So we want to boil it for, I see that's boiling, don't you? We want to boil it for 1 minute. So let's start now. Watch the clock. Your cake doesn't have to be completely cool or anything. That's what makes it good on top of it. I know this is not a very long video like the hot rolls one, but oh, look at that. Okay, about 10 seconds. Okay, let's turn this off. Let's turn you around here. Take it, as you can see, and pour it over the cake. Now look at that. Won't that look good? Oh, yum. So, I'm going to let that cool down just a tad before I take a bite of it. And then I'll get right back here and finish up the video. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Let's see if it's a little bit cooler. I didn't want to burn my mouth on that ganache. Oh, it's light and fluffy, I tell you that. Let's get this out here. Oh, look at that. Oh, yum. Let's get the leftovers. All right. So, let's take a bite, see what we think. How about that? It's very, very moist. The cake just like falls apart. It's a little bit hot. That's good. hot. Big bite. Okay. The only thing's missing is a big heaping spoon of vanilla ice cream. I think I have some in the freezer. So, this is a win-win situation here. Very good. Thanks for tuning in today, and hopefully you can use this recipe and make you some chocolate cherry cake. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and I'll link the recipe in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.